What is your greatest asset? Would you agree that it's your health of body, mind, and spirit? If you want to improve that, we're going to do that today at the free podcast, working on our greatest asset of our health of body, mind, and spirit, since they work together in synergy. You know what? Life is so many things. And this is from my Energized Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit devotional. I'm going to read you an excerpt. And then we're going to jump into the free podcast. I'm Nurse Ann. I'm a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse on the front lines for many years and still going. And in order to leave our legacy, since we're in this legacy series, it's important to have our best health of body, mind, and spirit. And you know what? Life is so many things: fun, work, family, relationships, playtime, challenges, drama, and so much more. We can all get caught up in growing our futures, our finances, careers, and families. These great pursuits take a lot of time and energy, physical and mental. Sometimes, let me know if this statement that I'm going to read is true for you. Sometimes our health is put on the back burner or at the bottom of our to-do list. Do you ever do that? Most of us can say that we've been there and done that, and we still do that sometimes, putting our health on the back burner. Just like other life lessons that we've learned the hard way, when we put the health of our body, mind, and spirit at the bottom of the list, we can be faced with consequences we didn't expect or want. Constant stress and drama can give payouts, unfortunately, of headaches, back pain, high blood pressure, autoimmune conditions, and a host of other unwanted results. Not to mention neglected relationships, especially our highest relationship with the Lord. I like what Dr. Charles Stanley teaches as the number one life principle in his book, 30 Life Principles. He advises that our intimacy with God is the highest priority for our lives and determines the impact of our lives. I'm going to read the rest in a second, but remember, this is the nurseann.com podcast. You can see the website link in the description, where you can see all the tabs there for your inspirational wellness of body, mind, and spirit. We're in the Legacy series. We're about to finish the Legacy series. We'll have one more after. The next one is going to be a nice way to wrap it up, which is going to be your legacy of improving of your faith walk. So we've already covered kindness, integrity, helping others win, advocating for others, being leaders by service and example, being your true self, being authentic. There's a lot more I can't remember, but you can see it at the nurseann.com. That's Ann with an E, at the Legacy tab, also at the podcast and YouTube tab, and they're all there in order. So follow, like, share. But back to this, we can jump through hoops for career, money, success, fame, popularity, and getting more followers and likes. Please follow and like this page. Our existence can be consumed with so much time on social media, surfing the web, working overtime, taking our kids to 12 different activities, binge watching TV, and continually organizing our belongings, and so on and so on. Which one of those resonated with you? Leave it in the comments. As time goes by, we might look around and see that some of the most important things in our lives have been neglected. So in this devotional, we take a moment and slow down. So in this podcast today, we're going to work on our asset of our health of body, mind, and spirit. Slow down and just get a lot of reminders and tips, and just supercharging and energizing and igniting that passion and desire and drive to, no matter your age or situation, to work on your best health and improve that and energize that. And as I said, this is from my Energized Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit, link at the website by Nurse Ann. It's a devotional designed to propel your total health for body, mind, and spirit. Let's get started. So yes, our body, mind, and spirit, they work together in synergy to bring us to a place, also a place of peace, especially in working on our mind and having that physical, mental, spiritual peace toward a life of purpose, a life of purpose, or stumbling into a place of anxiety, running on that hamster wheel going around and around and around. Are you currently going around in circles, feeling like you're on a hamster wheel? We're intricately intricately created with bodies to take care of, and our minds with our thoughts and choices. Not to mention our spirit and soul also need to special attention. We're going to strive to stay healthy in all of these areas. We'll have more energy to minister back to God, along with taking care of ourselves, family, friends, coworkers, neighbors, customers, church family, and so on. The possibilities are endless. Let's get going. Time to energize, and recharge your life. What? They work together in synergy. So we're going to get into that. I really like the saying that your health is your wealth. I think about that a lot because sometimes when things are going good, we don't think about that. But when we're feeling under the weather or have something going on, that we're reminded that it's hard to really do anything when we don't have our health. So we're going to talk about mental, physical, and spiritual. And before we get into it, I want to mention one of the best things you can also do is preventive. I'm a nurse on the front lines of emergency and mental health. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people, even people with chronic conditions, diabetes, high blood pressure, other things that might be brewing that they have neglected. They neglect to do the prevention, to even go to and keep appointments for checkups. And that is so important. And I know we can neglect that. And the problem is, especially if you already have established conditions, you might think it's just easier to ignore it. But what you don't see going on under the surface is things are getting worse, and it can lead to conditions that you don't want to deal with. So make sure you keep your appointments and work on your best health and also your prevention. So body, mind, and spirit, also trauma healing is very important, and that's going to help you improve your life. So we're going to start off with an article, some media. We have a few media articles, some scripture verses that help us jumpstart our best health, then some bonus content from my published devotionals, and then at the end there's always the prize, which is a quick short. Today is a quick short action-packed chapter from my published fictional drama. You can get to ride along with the frontline workers, nurses, doctors, paramedics, caseworkers, the community, the church, the family, as they attempt to rescue those in crisis of mental, physical, and spiritual. So the first media article is from Philip's site, and it's Make Health Your Top Priority. Your overall health and well-being should always be your number one priority. And I say that body, mind, and spirit, and even number one with the spirit is having that connection, your faith connection with God. And that's going to help us in every area to have peace, which also helps your physical and mental health. Your health is your greatest wealth and asset, they remind us. Your healthy body gives you the strength and energy to help you achieve better results in every aspect of your life. Being able to sleep at night, walk without pain, eat and enjoy food. Your overall health and well-being, emotional, mental, spiritual, as well as physical, should always be your number one priority. Without it, nothing else matters. And they give us a interesting strategy that we're going to go over. It's called the wealth strategy to make health your top priority. W is water. I agree with that so much. Let's all get a drink of water right now. I'll wait for you. Drinking so much water every day, it even helps you to have healthy cells. Do you want healthy cells? Of course you do. But they remind us that there should be no other beverage passing through your lips as the main one other than water. Drinking enough water maintains the body's fluid balance, which helps transport nutrients in the body, regulate body temperature, and digest food. Did you know that? Letter E from wealth is exercise. Regular exercise burns calories, helps you manage your weight. It helps prevent coronary artery disease, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure. Activities that involve lifting or pushing body weight help to maintain strong bones. That's so important, no matter your age. And then wealth A is attitude. This is a big one. Start your day with a healthy breakfast. Get plenty of sleep. Sleep is so important. We are a sleep deprived culture, but we have to stop that because you actually build a lot of muscle while you sleep. You regenerate your cells, your immune system. You have a better attitude. You can focus and function better. It's actually a superpower to get a lot of sleep and a super elevator for staying healthy. Take a walk after dinner instead of watching TV. Avoid using drugs, nicotine, and alcohol as a way to cope with negative feelings and stress. And then the letter L is less stress. It's a stressful world out there. Stress becomes a part of our modern life, and it puts our bodies in a heightened state for a long period of time, which is really silently harms our hearts. We don't want that. We don't want to be in that fight or flight all the time. And I also have some videos about toxic stress and emotional resilience and staying healthy and staying out of that fight, flight, or freeze all the time, which is also called an amygdala hijack. I did a podcast on that. And T is think positive. Positive thinking turns your problems into opportunities. It can improve the immune system functions and decrease blood pressure. This is true. People who have positive thoughts make better decisions and have more confidence in themselves. And then they wrap it up with wealth. H is healthy eating. We're going to get into some tips on that. Having a well-balanced and healthy diet can make you feel better. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Choosing the whole grains. Actually, I'm on a gluten-free autoimmune protocol, which is also good, but there's for other people, there's whole wheats, oatmeal, brown rice, and everyone can do the seafood, lean meats, poultry, eggs, fat-free, and nuts and seeds and things like that, depending on your dietary preferences. Food high in fat and oil has to be strictly avoided. They increase cholesterol level in the body. If you consume caffeine close to bed, it's going to increase your insomnia. And healthy snacks can sustain your energy levels between meals whenever possible. Makes your snacks low fat and low sugar. So that was from the site Phillips about your health being your wealth. That is so true. And we're going to talk about a couple more media. We're going to jump onto some verses and then the bonus content. So as I said, body, mind, and spirit work together. And I just want to touch on trauma healing as part of your mental health, because a lot of times we don't even realize that we have trauma, that we're caught up in trauma patterns for our relationship and habitual choices. And we don't even realize that we're caught up in certain cycles. So thinking about doing introspection, prayer, soul searching, looking at our relationships and our life patterns, what we're reaching to for quick dopamine fixes, quick comfort, and then just research that. Trauma healing is possible, but it takes time and effort. And they give us some tips. Acknowledge the trauma, face it, don't avoid it. Seek support, share your feelings with someone you trust, like a friend, family member, counselor, clergy person. Join a support group. Practice self-care. Prioritize your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Getting enough sleep, eating that balanced diet, exercising, practicing mindfulness, slowing down, being quiet, noticing the moment, noticing your breath, breathing exercises, meditation, journaling, and creative expression. Be patient. Look forward to growth and be kind to yourself. And that was from an AI overview. So we're going to go on to one from well-being about the mind, since this is body, mind, and spirit. And they give us some tips for improving your mental well-being. And that's part of the function even of our physical health. If we're always in that stress, fight or flight, it's hard to stay healthy, and it can lead to medical conditions. And they even say that in trauma-informed care, that trauma from childhood, even that's not dealt with, even if you're not predisposed to hypertension and other things, can lead to that from not dealing with that trauma. So mental health is super important. And I'm an emergency and mental health psychiatric nurse on the front lines for many years and still going. And this is a big deal for all of us. What is mental well-being? Doesn't have one set meaning. We might use it to talk about how we feel, how well we're coping with daily life, or what feels possible at the moment. And I agree with this statement. Good mental well-being doesn't mean that you're always happy or that you're unaffected by your experiences. And there are ways to learn actually how to be content, because life doesn't always bring us happiness. Having good well-being doesn't always mean that you don't have mental health situations. You might have to live with certain mental health situations, but you can have good well-being right now. Or you might not have a specified mental health problem, but be struggling with your well-being at the moment. Poor mental well-being can make it more difficult to cope with daily life. Tips for improving your mental well-being. Try to relax and reduce stress. Sometimes that might mean scheduling breaks in our calendar. As I said, getting more sleep. Find ways to learn and be creative. That's such a good outlet where we can avoid some negative things that we run to for quick fixes that turn into cycles and addictions. Being creative, living out your life purpose can actually give you healthier dopamine and healthier outlets. Spend time in nature. I love the term forest bathing, just immersing ourselves in the trees, nature somewhere. It's actually scientifically proven to improve our health and our mood so much. Connecting with others, of course, positive people. We do want to have boundaries for toxic situations, looking after your physical health, and once again, improving your sleep. Remember that good days for your well-being won't always look the same. We don't always have the same levels of energy or motivation. Be kind to yourself and do what feels right for you at the moment. So that was from Wellbeing Mind. We're going to go through one more media and then some of the scriptures and then the bonus content from Nurse Ann. And at the end, we'll do that prize, and it is going to be quick today. So this is from Healthline, 22 simple ways to get healthier with minimal effort. Modern society makes getting healthy harder than ever. People are busy trying to balance work, family, and other responsibilities. Sometimes, as I said, health goals can be put on hold at the bottom of our to-do list or the back burner. Are you doing that? Let's stop that. That said, being healthy doesn't have to be difficult. And so number one, fill your plate, fill half of your, they're just giving us some quick practical things. So number one, fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables, green leafy, things like that. That's really going to help you, give you energy. Those superfoods are going to supercharge your health, infusing your cells with health and energy, and antioxidant properties, just cleaning things out. Eat from a smaller plate and bowl. Swap refined carbs for whole unprocessed carbs. Add fruit to your morning routine. Eat fatty fish often. Consider certain supplements. And remember, this channel is just for tips. So you definitely want to consult with your health and mental health practitioner for your certain recipe for your body type and conditions. Green tea, it's one of the healthiest beverages you can drink. It's definitely packed with nutrients and antioxidants to help your body fight free radicals. And those are molecules that have been shown to increase disease risk and speed aging. So drinking green tea and water and eating healthy, getting sleep can help fight off those toxic free radicals. As I said, we want healthy cells. And they said studies have shown that people who drink the most green tea tend to live longer, have a lower risk of heart disease, and a lower risk of type 2 diabetes. And it can also help you burn fat and boost your metabolism. It has impressive health benefits. Avoid sugary soda, keep healthy snacks in reach. And I find that to be true. I have to do meal prep. I'm very busy nurse. We don't always know when we get time to eat. So making sure for your kids, for yourself, whether you're at work, at home, whatever you do, you want to be prepared as you go out, or you are going to be hungry and tempted to grab unhealthy things. Drink a glass of water with every meal, water in the meantime. Make that grocery list before you shop on a full stomach. Choose real foods over highly processed foods. And that's part of the planning, so you won't grab the processed foods. Practice mindful eating. Mindful eating is a powerful tool that helps you eat healthier with minimal effort. It's based on the concept of mindfulness that helps you to pay attention to what you're eating, why you're eating, and how fast you're eating, and help you lose weight. And a few simple tips that can help you be a more mindful eater. Eat your food slowly. Chew thoroughly. Focus on how you feel when you're eating. Are you actually hungry? Turn off the TV and put your phone away. Eat sitting down. Go for a walk during your breaks. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Even if you don't always have time to work out, go to the gym, even incorporating the stairs wherever you're at can help you with that. It's an easy way to fit exercise into your routine. Surprisingly, it can sometimes be faster than taking an elevator. Try using a standing desk, unplug from technology an hour before bed, especially because they emit that blue light, a type of light wave that is common during the day, and it means your devices may trick your brain into thinking it's daytime. Not to mention, research has shown that using artificial light before bed is linked with higher risk of certain cancers, mood disorders, and depression. Avoiding technology an hour before bed may help improve your quality of sleep. Sleep at the same time every night, and try regular meditation. That's really important. Stress can take a major toll on your overall health. Research has shown that meditation is an effective way to alleviate stress and improve your overall health. It can help relieve stress, incorporate it into your routine a couple times a week. And they give the bottom line, being healthy is easier than you think. So having a glass of water, eating your healthy foods, regular sleep, and all these things. And that was from Healthline. We're going to jump into some of the verses, then get into the bonus content, get another drink of water, and then we'll do the verses. And this is from the site Bible Study Tools. These are verses about health. Jeremiah 30:17. I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds, says the Lord. Jeremiah. Physical health is a blessing, can be seen as a gift or a blessing. 3 John is written, Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health, just as well with your soul, for your soul to prosper. And there's a strong link between spiritual health and physical health. Many Psalms and Proverbs connect the state of the mind and soul with the state of the body. Proverbs 17:22 states, a joyful heart, a happy heart, a joyful heart is good medicine. But a crushed spirit dries up the bones. And the stewardship of our bodies are temples, so we want to honor God with our bodies. Prayer and health. Prayer is often linked to health and healing. James 5:14-15 instructs, as anyone among you sick, let them call the elders to pray over them and anoint them with health. And then we already did 3 John 1:2. Beloved, I pray, and I pray this for you, that all may go well with you and you will be in good health, even as your soul prospers. And again, Proverbs 17:22, because it's so good. A joyful and a happy heart is good medicine. So finding ways to incorporate healthy ways of joy and getting that natural, healthy dopamine. And I like this one, Proverbs 3:7-8, not to be wise in our own eyes, but trust God, turn away from evil, and it's going to be healing to our body and refreshment to your bones. Proverbs 16:24 says, gracious words are like honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. So talking graciously to ourselves and to others. 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Psalm 147:3. God heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. What are you struggling with today? I pray that you will have that healing. And just a different version of 3 John 1:2. Dear friend, I pray that you will enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. And so those are the verses. Right now we're going to jump to some bonus content from my self-published devotionals. Speaking of that, I want to encourage you to do that too. Whatever you have an inkling to put out into the world to write about, whether you want to do it on social media content, writing, blogs, devotionals. You can also self-publish it. I found it was super easy to do, and I love to help you with that. Leave that in a comment if you want to know how easy that it is. It's all free. And even if your books don't sell, they make great gifts, and you're just putting your passions and your ideas out into the world. So one of my first ones was Energized Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit. It's just a quick devotional because, as I said, our body, mind, and spirit work together in synergy. I'm going to read a quick thing from the spirit section. In the wonderful devotional book titled Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young, she gave us a deep treasure of wisdom and inspiration to seek the face of God above all else. She tells us to seek Him to please above all else. If we make this our goal throughout our whole day, we'll enjoy a vibrant relationship with Him that help keep us from coming unraveled even in the midst of this fallen and disjointed world. You know, there's a lot of stress around us, so keeping our mind on God helps keep us in that perfect peace, which radiates to our total health. Many pursuits and possessions clamor for our attention every day. As I mentioned in the beginning, Dr. Charles Stanley teaches that our intimacy with God is His highest priority for our lives and will determine the impact of our lives. And as I said, we're finishing up the Legacy series, but it's about an impact, not just for the future, but for now as we go. So it's a great principle to keep in mind each day as we make our choices of how we're going to use and spend our time for body, mind, and spirit. Our great life need is to be loved. We're designed for fellowship, first with God, and everything else will flow from this important time. James 4:8 says, draw near to God, and He's going to draw near to you. There's more. It's a link at the website for that devotional. A couple more, and then we're going to get on to the bonus and the prize. Drink of water time again. That's your nurseann.com tip. And then from Inspiration Battles Devotional, Biblical Medicine for Real Life, Soul Searching with a Dose of Encouragement by Nurse Ann. I picked one today that's called, this is an A to Z devotional. It's from the letter Z, and it's zappy. And this interesting word was also included in my first devotional. I chose to use it again because it provides a motivating message that seems appropriate. It means energetic and lively. And I don't know about you, but I think it would be great to feel and function as a zappy individual. And the nurse in me likes to provide you with tips to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. There's that theme again. Drinking lots of water and choosing healthy cuisine. Cuisine is a great start. Ensuring we get a proper amount of quality sleep, there that is again, is also essential. Along with stretching and exercise. Also, sunlight and nature are also prescriptions for vitality. And when we deal with our negative emotions and stress, it will be easier to practice caring and kindness towards others. And this is all a cycle of life. In addition to these health tips, God reminds us that if we wait on Him and rest in Him, He's going to infuse our soul with zappy and fresh life. Inspired by Isaiah 40:31. Inspiration Battles Devotional by Nurse Ann. Now, this one is where I started doing poetry, and I also read a lot on my website on the poetry tab, so you see them come to life. I started doing spoken word poetry inspired by Hosanna Wong. And this is my mental healing poetry devotional, and this is a lot of mental health, mental healing issues in here, and along with the poem, there's also devotional. And today I picked Healing Storm, and this is a lot about trauma healing and our mental health. And it's called Healing Storm. And it asks, do you ruminate mistakes from your past? Negative mindsets trying to last? Could be childhood pain, emotional trauma. Plays in your life like a bestseller drama. Where's the relief? A soothing balm. A refuge in the storm. A harbor of calm. A reset. True healing, supernatural peace. So put behind the old, sign a new lease. Once again, do you ruminate mistakes from your past? Negative mindsets trying to last. Childhood pain, emotional trauma. Plays in your life like a bestseller drama. My help, He walked on the wave, even while the storm churned up a rage. fearless, trusting, asking me to come, also asking you to come. Me, hesitant, unsure, this has never been done. One more time, do you ruminate mistakes from your past? It could even be mistakes from last month, last week, today. Negative mindsets trying to last. Do they try to take over your mind? Childhood pain, emotional trauma. Does it play in your life like a bestseller drama? Does it? Okay, yes, I'll finally let go. Allow him to lead, be the star of the show. God, I thank you with all that is me for healing my pain, my wounds, and setting me free. That can also be a reality for you. And their devotional tells us that trauma-informed care, which we talked about earlier, and trauma healing are essential. Many children and people grow up in lives of abuse and turmoil, and a lot of adults are living lives of pain and regret due to emotional wounds that have not been dealt with. Support systems, healthy eating, rest, meditation, prayer, exercise, and counseling are some basic principles to aid in the healing process. And as I said, unfortunately, a trauma that has not been addressed can also manifest later in life in the form of hypertension and other medical diagnosis. Suppose you or a loved one are struggling and don't know why. I pray that you will reach out for help. Perhaps you might be the one to help someone else in need. This action is vital for you to live a whole and successful life. And that's from my mental healing poetry devotional. Let me know what you think in the comments about that spoken word and the devotional. I'm going to show you 2 more devotionals. I think there's an excerpt in this one, then we'll get on to the bonus and the prize. I hope you're going to be inspired to work on your health for your best legacy. Make sure you follow, like, share, please, and leave your comments. And this is also an A to Z devotional. This is a lot of fun to do. It's going to be fun for you to read. There is a link in the website. It's Word Puzzles Devotional by Nurse Ann. I found interesting and unique and different words, and I linked it to our everyday life and inner thought struggles, along with relevant biblical prescriptions. I want you to get your dose, and so you can overcome and thrive and have hope and new light for your life journey. What else is in here, Nurse Ann? Medicine for your soul by Nurse Ann. So today I chose from the letter E, and it's called ebullience. And it kind of reminds me of the one we just did, Zappy. And I think Zappy's in here too with a little bit different explanation. But what does ebullience mean? Do you know? It means bubbling over, exuberance, and overflowing. Life doesn't always feel like that description. Stress and sadness can try to rob our joy and push us back down. Thankfully, we have a Savior who cheers us on and can fill our empty wells with living water. We don't have to thirst and be dissatisfied, feeling like we're going to sink. God wants to give you a life of abundance. John 10:10, the thief comes not to steal, kill, and destroy. He comes to do that, but God came that we can have life and have it more abundantly. Allow this promise to fill your heart and overflow to others. I want you to have a life of ebullience, bubbling over, exuberance, and overflowing. Word Puzzles Devotional by Nurse Ann. Show you this one, then we're going to jump to the prize. This is my newest, is Ignite Life Poetry Devotional to inspire. As you go, dare to inspire and bless everyone in your path. And there's a lot of serious life stories and struggles that people go through. I did a poem about them to help give advocacy and awareness and comfort and healing to you, along with a devotional piece. So Ignite Life Poetry Devotional, link at the website. Now let's do the bonus and the prize. I know you have things to do. And in my free time, as a busy nurse, I created a 6-part drama series to highlight the struggles that people go through in emergency and mental health, struggles that you also go through. And you're going to get to ride along with the frontline workers. There's so much action and adventure in here because it's written to be a television drama series with your help. And we've already finished book 1, which was The Mental Files, Sheep Among Wolves. We met a young lady fending for herself on the street, being homeless, attempting to fend off ravenous predatory wolves. We met a man on the bridge who had fell into relapse and addiction and see how the frontline workers help them. You meet all the frontline workers, see their relationships and also their mental dramas also. We also finished book 2, which is Dr. John Doe. We talked about dementia, Alzheimer's, memory disorders, just different thought dramas, crime and danger, and more frontline worker drama action. We just finished The Mental Files, A Tent Under the Bridge. We talked a lot about homelessness, people helping them, more crime and danger, relationship drama, red flags, romance, faith, inspiration, danger, lots of action. And now we're on the Mental Files Defenders of the Week. We talk about anxiety, people getting bullied, how they help each other. We're going to jump into that in a second. And then we'll do Ready, Willing, and Able. We talk about disabilities, the spectrum, how people can rise above in whatever situation, that include you and those you love, and be heroes. And then the season finale is out of control. You're going to love that season finale. You can see all this at the website, and also you can get the book. It's all in one book. Makes it cheaper and easier. It's the Mental Files First 6 Stories edition by Nurse Ann. And one more highlight about this. We don't always have time to read. I know I don't. So I put it in an audiobook. It was narrated by Drama Simpson. This is what it looks like on Audible and iTunes. It's the Mental Files First 6 Stories edition. He brought it to life with siren noises, action, different characters. You will feel like you're right there in the action with these frontline workers rescuing those in crisis. Please check it out on Audible and iTunes and leave a review for whichever of these that you get. So let's now do the bonus and the prize, and then you can go till the next time. And the next time is going to be the last video in the Legacy series. And then we're going to do a series called the Transformation series, just looking at a bunch of different ways to transform our life for body, mind, and spirit. Don't you want transformation? We all can learn more about ourselves every day, no matter what. So we're in the Mental Files Defenders of the Week, and we're in chapter 8, Officer Investigates. I don't remember if you were at the last podcast, but there was a lot of worrisome, discouraging situations that were taking place. And so we're going to see how some of these situations start getting investigated. Chapter 8, Officer Investigates. When the girls had left the parking lot, Leon remembered that he still had to ask about the broken window that Joshua had started to tell him about. After hearing the distressing turn of events, Leon and Lita insisted on following Josh and Abigail home to investigate this unfortunate event. The community members welcomed them happily and proceeded to show them the damage and the rock with the hateful words. Someone had thrown a rock with hateful words, telling the new homeless community that they didn't belong. Did anyone report this to the authorities? Asked Lita with a frightened tone. Abigail and Joshua looked at Laura and her mom, Brenda. No one answered. Finally, Abigail spoke up. We talked about it. Joshua interjected with an air of defeat. We don't want to make waves. We don't want any more trouble. But unfortunately, we're all used to people not wanting us around. Who wants homeless people living near them? But you're not homeless anymore, cried the caseworker. No, we're not, replied Abigail. We just wish the community would give us a chance, not be so afraid of their new neighbors. Well, I'm definitely going to get to the bottom of this. Your safety is my priority, asserted the policeman as Lita backed up his words with affirmations. The community members looked relieved. Please keep my daughter safe, pleaded Brenda. You have my word, the officer promised as he proceeded to call in the report and investigate the area. That's the end of chapter 8. Next is chapter 9, Monday Motivation. So I hope you're enjoying this podcast. Please follow, like, share, and I'll see you at the next nurseann.com podcast. See you.